All right, part number 3, this video, and whew, look, man, you guys gotta stay to the end on this video. We're gonna recap part 1 and 2. If you haven't had a chance, head on over back to my channel, watch 1 and 2, come back over here to number 3. But more importantly, we're gonna talk about the Olympian mindset. This is what this 25-year award is, and some people had asked me, what does that mean? I'll read it, but I'm gonna leave that towards more in the middle. But more importantly, I want us to understand that 25 years at any brand, at any company is amazing. But here's the thing, we don't stop, we keep going, we keep growing, we keep making impact. Why? Because that's a championship mindset. Kobe said it, we're gonna rest at the very end. Rest at the end, not right now. As a great WWE, all gas, no brakes. If you know, you know. Let's go. All right. Part 3, final installment of 25 years here at the brand. And, I just want to say off the top, man, I think a lot of times, I don't know, if people have made these kind of videos, great. It's always something to learn from. So maybe I need to go check out some channels and see if there's any been videos done like this. But I think one of the biggest things is that this number is a milestone. But milestones are not the end of growth. What do I mean by that? Basically, they're proof that you and I have survived long enough to evolve. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Noan El Boricua. I can't wait to dive into this. As always, we are here about cultura, faith, conexiones, and more importantly, if this is hopefully resonating with you, maybe if you got a piece of advice out of this, please, I hope you can like the video. I hope you can subscribe to the video, and we will jump into this. Look, part 1 and part 2 of the videos, I talked about how I landed the job. So high level, got the chance to work at Nike, started out in retail. I've now been in the corporate context of HR, and it's been a blessing. I've been a part of so many different things, which then leads me to the next part. Because I've been a part of so many different things at this brand is because of the leaders, the mentors, the people here at the Swoosh that have been an amazing impact in my life, as well as my family. I've had the chance in the retail world to be a leader for others, and it's been an honor to be able to serve alongside some amazing, amazing leaders. And that was second video, right? So the first part was kind of me wanting to be at the brand, how I landed, and how you can get a job, right? And now here we are with the people and the impact that they still make in my life, and those that maybe are still at the brand or not at the brand, you made an impact. But today I want to talk about, like, what does this look like, okay? And my hope is that I'm going to give some couple high-level things, and I hope that you can run with it. But more importantly, if you got some additional insights, sharing is caring, as my nephews say. I would love to hear from you. So maybe you can comment or hit me up. You can text me, DM me. Those that have my number can text me. You can just DM me if you don't have my number. I would love to be able to hear kind of your insights as well. Maybe you've only been at a company for 3, 5, 10, 15 years. That's still amazing. Whatever industry you're in, I would love to hear from that. So let's set this up, okay? 25 years is big. But more importantly, the question is, what comes next? Not just for me, but for anyone who has reached a moment of reflection. Like, what comes next? If I'm gonna be super honest about this, I think for me, the first thing that comes to mind is wanting to just do more. I think for me, it's about continuing to grow, whether that means there's new challenges here at the brand or beyond. Because if I'm being honest, I've had the opportunity to be challenged in a lot of really unique spaces. So let me just name a few. What I've done in volunteering. I want to give a shout out to Cal State Dominguez University, where I had a chance to be a part of something called Careers Pathways for a lot of aspiring students, let it be from the junior college to Cal State to the UCs. And they all came down. Didn't matter if you were Latino or Latina or not. We just wanted you to come down. And there was a bunch of professionals that I had a chance to be on panel with. And we weren't there to share about our companies. We weren't. We were there to share about my journey, their journey, and like, what did we navigate, and what advice would we give for any of you that are getting ready to make a new move in your career, or maybe you're finishing college. So for me, it was really cool because I had a chance to be in that and be a part of that. And really, at the beauty, what I loved it was like kind of the speed networking thing of just give a name, get a name, and really engage with other people. So shout out to Cal State Dominguez and really all the schools that were a part of that. I made some really meaningful connections, and I hope that they're long lasting. The other thing I had a chance, slow down. The other thing I had a chance to do was to be able to go to what's called Valor Academy. This is a part of the Youth Business Alliance. I want to give a shout out to this nonprofit because they look for professionals to share their journey, to give some advice for high school students that are navigating or getting ready and want to go into this world of business. How does that look like? What roles are there? How do you show up as a candidate? How do you show up in an interview? How do you show up in building your brand identity? I had a chance to do that for 2 Fridays in a row. I had a chance to speak to freshman classmen or classmates, and then I had a chance to speak to junior classmates. So it was first and third year high school students. Amazing time, super honor, just the connections that I've made and all that. So for me, those are challenges that makes me really understand, how do I storytell? How do I bring my authenticity? How do I be genuine in my approach? But more importantly, how do I stay relational and building these new relationships? For me, that's what it is. But I think at the end of the day, it's about using what I have learned to multiply el impacto, impact. That's all it is. If it's storytelling, let's get it. If it's in the world of HR, let's get it. If it's here making social media content for all of you, let's get it. My thing is, I just want to multiply what I have learned because, again, sharing is caring. So, for you that is watching, that's my challenge to you. I want you to think about your next journey. Look, time of this recording, many of you, depending on my age group, are either finishing high school and about to go into the workforce or about to go to a higher academia into college. Others might be getting ready to transfer to a four-year university, or many may be graduating for an undergrad or postgrad. All that to say, you're thinking about your next step. Here's my question, okay? I want to know from you, whether you've been like me 25 years at something or 25 months, I want you to think about, what will you build next? Such a great question. I wish I had somebody that I could dialogue because I would love to hear what that is. What are you going to build next? Some of you have already built an amazing foundation. Some of you have already built an amazing career. What are you going to do next? How are you going to elevate that? How are you going to get to that next level? We're gonna get to championship mindset in a little bit, but just hear that actionable question that I'm asking you. What are you gonna build next in the next month or 12 months? Because look, I take my glasses off for this. Look, if I am thinking about, it's hot in here because I don't want to turn the AC on because you're gonna hear it. Um, but look, I think of my career and I think of this championship mindset. I want to give a shout out to a particular contact that reached out. It was by coincidence that I had some free time and I had the chance to meet with this individual. They are from the wonderful country of Canada, and I will not give their name, but I am more than positive they are watching this video. And I want to give them so much props. They really, they came in with an elevator pitch. They came in and showed me their kind of their mind map of where they're at and where they want to go. And then they had a ton of questions. And one of the things they called out is that they heard me mention in one of my past videos in this 3-part series about a championship mindset. And they asked me, you didn't break that down. I did let them know, it's because today I wanted to break this down. Now, this is my interpretation, so I hope you take it with a grain of salt. But here's the thing. I want to define what championship mindset means to me. All right. And I wrote this down, so I have it written down, is champions don't just show up on game day. They build daily habits. Let that sink in. It's about your commitment to growth. It's about resilience in the setbacks. And you know me, it's about lifting others while you're on that climb in your career. That's a championship mindset for me. So, with the individual that I had a chance to talk to, I brought up someone that I quoted in the beginning of this video, and it's none other than the late, great Kobe Bryant. And for me, I think about that mentality of championship. For some, they would call it the Mamba mentality. But I want you to hear me out on what I mean by this. when I think about a championship mindset of building these daily habits and not just on the official game day when we're trying to win the trophy. Because when I'm thinking about this mindset and when I think about just beyond the championship, beyond the game, metaphorically, one of the things that I think about is Kobe. Remember, Kobe said it, you want to rest at the end, not in the middle. And I think that's what 25 years have taught me here at the brand. Because you don't stop growing because you hit a milestone. You don't stop learning because you gain this experience. You don't start like sharpening, right? Your craft because you've had some success. No, no, no. Championship mindset means that tú tienes hambre, that you stay hungry, that you're teachable. And in being teachable, that you are disciplined. And maybe most importantly, you just keep showing up. Look, I know the world is crazy right now. Keep showing up. God has given you another day to live. There's a purpose and a reason why you are alive today. And I know that we navigate so many emotions, so many dynamics, and so many attitudes, starting with us, right? The individual. But I want you to know, if you just show up and just showing up, you just don't know what the day is going to bring for you. Because you showing up means that even when I don't know, when nobody sees the extra work that you're putting in, okay? Even when maybe growth feels slow. Shout out to all my people working out cuz that's hard, right? You got to show up every day in the gym. You got to show up every day to your class. You got to show up every day on the track, right? Because you may not see your results right away, but you know that you're getting it. But sometimes it feels slow. And you got to remember, you got to still show up every day even when you're still trying to figure out what's next. Like, yo, I'm showing up every day and I'm still trying to figure out what's my next. But Noan, you've been at this company 25 years. It don't matter. Like the point what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you got to stay hungry because there's moments that look, I'm about to start preaching. Let me pause. Let me get us back on track here. Being a champion. And really when I think about champions understand something that's so vital. That the medal isn't built on a game day, that trophy isn't built on game day. It's built in the unseen work that you are doing every single day. That's a champion. I have Kobe, there's so many quotes that I always tend to grab from Kobe. Some people know me, I love to kind of quote him. And there's a quote that I really like about him where he says that the most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. Woo! Yo, like for me, that is probably one of my favorite quotes from Kobe because it's something that's very practical and it's something that is always about paying it forward to that next generation of professionals, of entrepreneurs, of creatives. It's something that's really beautiful to see. As I'm closing this video out, there's so many books, right? And I think the 7 habits of highly effective people comes to mind. That book, I think of that when I think about like showing up and doing things on a consistent basis. Maybe we'll break that book down for maybe another series. But I would also, I'm forgetting her first name, Wiseman, but it's the book of multipliers. I think for me, this multiplier concept of knowing that there's these great leaders that know how to multiply is because why? Going back to that quote of Kobe and really thinking about this, they see the potential in others and they draw it out. They see the potential and draw it out. Okay. I am so grateful for all of those who did that for me and that are currently doing it right now. And now I ask myself, who can I multiply for? So, at the time of this recording, if you are still watching this, I'm actually going to put in the link of this video a link where you're going to be able to sign up. And I am going to do 10 virtual meetups for anyone that follows me on LinkedIn. And I'm going to do 10 in-person meetups here locally in LA at a coffee shop to give individual a total of 25 minutes to be able to spend some time with me. Because this is my way of giving back. I hit 6,000 followers on LinkedIn, and I always believe about how can I give back. So if you're at the point of this video, I want to be a multiplier, and I want to see how can I help you with your resume, or maybe your branding, or maybe you just want to have some conversation. Again, this is not to get a job at Nike. I just really would love to be able to see how can I serve you so that you can level up in your career journey. So if you're watching this, go into the comments of the video. I hope you click on that link and it'll take you. You pick a day and time. Let me know if it'll be virtual or in person, and we'll go from there. Now, I say that because my hope is that hopefully each and every one of you can also be a multiplier. Think about it. Some of you guys are really like successful, those that watch these videos, and I'm so honored that you check these videos out. But I ask you, who around you maybe needs your mentorship? Who around you can you invest in? Who around you maybe needs you to guide them? Who around you maybe needs you to champion them? Because I think that for me is something that's really big. So for me, I tend to ask myself, has it been worth it these past 25 years? 100%. I am grateful to have been at this company and to continually put in the work every single day. And here's the thing. I am super grateful, tan agradecido for everything. But I think what I'm even more grateful for is what's ahead. Like, I see potential. I see unwritten storylines that I still have to give. And for me, that's what I'm looking forward to. But for you as well, there's so much ahead of you that I'm hoping you can get after, right? So here's a challenge for you and me. Yo, let's keep showing up every day with that championship mindset. And let's make sure that none of this stops with us. It shouldn't. We got to pay it forward. We got to continue the legacy. Look, my two boys, my wife and I'm grateful because they have leveled up. My whole point in my life that God has given me is to be the best dad that I can be, to be able to open those doors and to be able to challenge them and to be able to cheer them on and to be able to support them. That's all I want to do. That's the calling that God has given me, right? As a father. And for my wife, happy Mother's Day. It's been for her. And a side note, it's going to be my wife's birthday as well. So it's like a double blessing. So Sunday, Mother's Day, Monday, her birthday. Like, it's a family affair here for us. We're not perfect. We are not highly successful, but we're doing okay. And I know you're doing okay. And my hope is that we can continually carve these spaces and see, and just not just see, but partake and be excited to what's to come. So thank you so much for watching this video. My hope is that maybe it at least got you to think and maybe ask yourself where you're at. And more importantly, my hope is that it gets you excited for the future. You are all ready to level up. You've already hit some milestones this year. Let's continue to move forward, because for me, 25 years, yes, that is a milestone. Pero oye, yo no he terminado porque yo sigo pa'lante. And I'm excited for what God has in store for me. I want to say thank you to my current teammates. I want to say thank you to my current leaders. I want to say thank you to my current mentors. And for all of those that have been in my past, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. So I am just beyond grateful because of the fact that in these 3 videos, my hope is that you have seen that you can land the job that you look for, and that you can grow because of the people in your life and the leaders in your life. And that lastly, we are now here seeking out these championships that God has put in your life. But you got to build the daily habits. You got to be willing to show up every day. And you got to be willing also to be able to share what you know, so that we can continue those legacy of wins for all of those people to come. So, muchas gracias como siempre. Head on over to FioPasionPodcast.com. Como siempre, immerse yourself dentro de la cultura, grow in your faith, and make tus conexiones. Y como dice mi abuelita, que Dios te bendiga.